Welcome to the Album Review Club, brought to you by Straight Lie Entertainment. It's another week, another album. Whew, this one is platinum, global, Grammy nominations, all that. We got another one for you. Like always, I'm gonna get the brothers in here. Y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, follow on the way in. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We on all those.
You produce this?
Hell,
Boom,
boom,
How?
boom,
Almost.
boom.
We was almost 4-4 today.
How the heck? All right.
Almost 4-4 today.
Boom, boom, boom.
We'll try it again.
Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to
Oh
Boom
man.
Boom
Well,
Boom.
while we wait for 40, y'all go ahead and introduce y'all.
It's your boy, Mr. K Cheddar Moolah. Baby. Yeah, man. I'm out here. I'm out here doing this thing, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real simple, man. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real simple. Skip over that bullshit, man. It's food. You know what I'm saying? The only one. It's food, man. Come on, now stop playing with me.
I feel weird if I'm out. Hold on, let me get my glasses real quick, man. I feel weird if I'm
Yeah,
out.
you look different.
I know.
you literally, you literally
I'm
look
like,
like
what looks so different?
you literally look like Kabuto when he did take off his glasses and nobody recognized him. They're like, oh, man, who the fuck is this? It's like, nigga, it's the same person. Same fucking person. You know what are
That
talking
shit
about?
is wild, man. I think they're right under here. Yep.
Come on. Say 40.
Boom,
Oh,
boom, boom.
in the meantime, I want to give a quick shout out to my son, one of the coldest of all
There we
time.
go. Oh man, better. Wait, can y'all see me? Is my video back on?
Yeah.
Okay, because you know that thing be tripping sometimes.
Nah.
Listen, man, I was without internet for like a week and a half, bro. It was crazy. It was wild.
I thought you've been without internet for a year.
I tell you, man, Air Super, whatever the hell they're called, Air Spectrum, Airwave. They've been tripping out here, man.
Hey, Cheddar, fall out. Come back, come back in.
Bam. All right, I'll be back.
Hey man,
One of these days, guys, we gonna get it together.
you gotta get your boys together, man. Look, man, pay y'all bills, all right? You know what I'm saying? Stop
We
stealing internet from your neighbors. Pay y'all
we
bills.
we're gonna start GoFund. We're gonna get in
You'll
our
start, you'll start GoFundMe. It's like,
we're gonna get internet in Mexico where Quattro at.
it looks like we're going to have to.
Dang, this is shame.
What's
There,
up?
Skiddity dap dap.
What's up, guys?
was good with
I finally figured out how to get it set up. So,
Oh, okay.
you.
but we're back for a beautiful album, is what people would say about Mariah Carey, maybe. I don't know. I'm exhausted, getting off the sickness, finally slowly getting back to full HP.
Getting off of sickness, really?
You was
Yeah,
You're just sick. You're
yeah.
just sick. Just admit it. You sick.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm coughing up all the stuff
oh,
that
oh
whenever the
oh you can't do no talking. You almost died like 5 times.
Crap, like crap.
Oh wait. But in general, I'm healthy.
You
When was the
was
last time?
you wasn't
When's the
3 weeks.
last time? When's the last time you saw 40 and you were just like, he's healthy, he's
You
fine.
wasn't for 3 weeks. You can't do no talking right now,
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
I've never seen 40 healthy.
bruh. You
It's like
can't,
y'all
bruh.
y'all
We talk.
seen me healthy before.
we talked to you right before an episode and you didn't show up for the episode. Stop it.
And look, man, and look, you know what I'm saying? You got the viruses that can make me sick. They the strongest. They the strongest viruses. You think you beat them, they get back up off the canvas.
He was saying or
They'll
something?
throw more on this.
I
It's
don't
like,
understand.
no, the voice is different.
You had that man.
Man, claims to be born with sand blood.
Shoot. My viruses that infect me, try to kill me, the boys come with backup. They're just like, this is the backup virus that we brought with us. We call him Lil COVID. we call him Lil COVID. Just in
Little
case y'all
Rona.
kill Big COVID, this is Lil COVID.
All right.
Little Rona.
Before we get carried away, whatever y'all drinking on, you know,
Quality H2O.
hey,
Tea.
quality drinking a cup.
I got my drink in my cup.
Turco bangs.
Woo.
Hey man, I want to
Butterfly,
give a quick.
Mariah.
This is a little bit unorthodox, man. I got to give a quick shout out to a whole bunch of the motherfuckers that we came up with as far as like music in the 2010s. We have a quick shout out to K Camp. I went back and started listening to some of his shit again. Big shout out to Kurt Cobain. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Niggas raised us for about 3 or 4 years.
Facts.
Raised.
Also low key, K Camp's career was longer than we thought. Like I was like, man, he got
Whoa.
the pick. That's what I was
But,
saying. I was like, man, K Camp.
whoa! You tripping? Because for those that don't know, K Cat is in my top 10. Like, what you talking?
No, hear me out. Hear me out. In
That
retrospect, without going back and actually
nigga
studying
still
the
got a
tape.
career, nigga.
Oh, let me finish. Without studying the tapes, I was just thinking back in retrospect. I was like, man, K Camp was popping for those 2 or 3 years. No, I finally went back like this week. Something made me go
You
back. I was like, this motherfucker had like a 10-year run. Just like on the low, K Camp had like a legit 10-year run.
been listening to K Camp since I heard it do it with Nico Martin.
Yeah. So shout out to them boys, man. You know what I'm saying? You never forget the greats.
Yeah, but with that said, we doing one of the greats tonight.
One of
The
the greatest of all time. You know what I'm
Miss
saying?
Mariah Carey.
Butterfly herself, Mimi. Yeah.
Damn, nigga, shut up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You got one of those, you know how you got like an ugly homeboy, you trying to hype him up. Go, yeah, man, and his credit score is fire. That's how I feel about Mariah Carey, man. Mariah Carey, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a believer before this album. I'm gonna be real. My wife loves her. I wasn't a believer before this album. This shit don't change.
well, hopefully try to get right in the screen, but this is the album by Mariah Carey.
I know I was about to freeze again, so it just gives us snapshots of his
I,
different different boots.
Butterfly dropped in 1997.
Fire.
Naruto headband.
It had 2 major singles that went crazy, which was Honey and My All, but it also dropped Butterfly Breakdown and the Ruthless singles. Both of those 2 singles went crazy international. It sold 235,000 first week.
God damn.
And with that, nominated for 3 Grammys. And
Wow.
eventually went 5 times platinum, selling 10 million global.
10 million. God.
So,
That's wild, bro.
So of course we don't say this often, but we'd like to thank Apple Juice for requesting this album.
Really?
This
It definitely wasn't my request.
I don't think it was anybody else's request either. But
Hey,
yeah,
man.
shout
Hey,
out to Apple Juice.
shout out to you.
Hey yo,
Shout out.
tell Braxton I said what's up.
Wow.
Tell Braxton.
Wow.
AKA on site.
I'll make sure I get a fresh pair of Timbs to stomp that little nigga out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's wild because he's talking about animal abuse.
I'll do all 30 days. But hey Cheddar, I agree with you, but go ahead. What you think about? I mean, like Mariah Carey, what's your opinion?
He don't know nothing. He's
Listen,
Canadian. Come on.
I like Mariah when she was emancipated. But no, I mean, listen, I respect her ability to hit very high pitches and sing very well. I just don't care for most of what she sings or most of her songs. But I respect it though. You know what I'm saying? I understand why I somewhat understand why she's well appreciated. She owns Christmas. I'll give her that. She definitely owns the holiday seasons. I guess she tried to own the Fourth of July as well. But uh, you know, in terms of this album, I listened to it. It wasn't Emancipation of Mimi. I wanted to listen to Emancipation of Mimi. I also listened to Emancipation of Mimi. But I did listen to this album, man. That's all I'll say for now. Full up, man. Tilt your head a little bit, man. It's blind to me. Go ahead and tell me what you think, bro.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? This is actually pretty fresh. You know what I'm saying? How off the presses, but let me
The
give you
light
some.
off my headband is reflecting off your forehead, man. It's going both ways.
But
It's
only
pink.
one of them is but only one of them is dingy. Now look, now hear me out. I am not like a huge fan of Mariah Carey. I'm not even on cap. It's but obviously like being an American, which you know not all three of us can say. Being an American and growing up in the '90s, we remember hearing Mariah Carey all the time in some form or another, and then she had
Fair.
like a resurgence in the 2000s. Um,
With the
I'll say
emancipation.
I'll say this. I've always appreciated her talent. She's one of the best singers I've ever heard. Like, it's not even up for debate. But I was not familiar with like her actual projects outside of like the Emancipation of Mimi and stuff like that. This album is like to me, this album is like insane. It was insane to listen to this album because it was like it immediately took me back to the '90s. Like the sample from Mobb Deep. When I heard that, I was like, "This shit is crazy. This is a complete R&B hip hop fusion album. This shit is crazy." So yeah, man. Let's get into it. Oh, my bad. 40. What you heard? What you
Uh,
heard?
only thing I heard is her personal life and her monopolizing every single Christmas forever and ever. Her beef with
Also, oh, wait,
Eminem.
wait, hold on. Side note. Isn't that kind of wild? Isn't that kind of wild for someone to just
Yeah.
be like, a living person to be like, yeah, when the holidays come around, y'all already know what the fuck is going on. Y'all already know what y'all about to. That's a wild thing for someone living to be saying. It's just like shit. But
Was
nah, go ahead, man.
I? I have a question. Was P Diddy a part of this album in some way?
No, but Puff Daddy was. Hey, no, okay, no, I don't know. I can't answer your question. I'm sorry.
He was one of the producers on it for it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I was like, this is feeling some kind of way. Felt like there's some lotion here,
Was
but
it
no.
Puff Daddy or was it like the album in general?
He
No, I think there was
produced.
like
He
I think
produced
Diddy actually said
two.
something on here.
No, he
Yeah, that's what I've
produced
heard before.
two.
On
He
the
produced
first
two
song.
tracks. Yeah, he produced two tracks. However, look, this is getting kind of in the weeds of it. Honey, while it has four accredited producers, from everything I've ever heard about the production of that song, it was actually Stevie J. Like, not to say they didn't, everybody else didn't do anything, but it was like a Stevie J creation.
Uh-huh.
So,
Hmm.
like,
You know how
which is a
Steve
wild thing to say
did
because
get down.
Stevie J's kind of
Okay.
ass.
But yeah, outside of that, like I know that Mariah Carey lives in like legacy, like legendary status for vocal ranges. Just kind of like when you talk about like people who can hit high notes. And I'll be honest, Mariah Carey live stands up outside of when she's gotten older and sometimes
Mm.
she puts on a bad performance. But back in the day, like there's a reason why people put her on that like category of like,
Like live vocals. Like
yeah,
I sound like I'm recording this shit right now, but I'm doing this shit
yeah, you don't know.
Just like,
Her quality on a live setting is ridiculously good. Like there's not much. But I've never listened to any of her projects because I've never been interested in R&B like that, or R&B pop, or gospel, or anyways. But yeah,
okay, I can see the
yeah.
confusion. I can see the confusion. We'll clear that up later.
No, there was a song on here that had like so one of the songs had like a we'll go into it, but one of the songs did give me like a gospel-esque vibe kind of thing. But that's just because the way her backing tracks do that brings everything like more
Hold on.
boisterous.
I'll drop a cheddar bomb. I'll drop a cheddar bomb real fast. She grew up in the church, so like her
That makes sense.
vocals,
Yeah.
a lot of like her vocals are going to be like inspired by, even though it was R&B pop, a lot of her vocals are going to sound kind of like. That's why you have a fucking live choir on some of these songs. This is
Yeah.
that's what I grew up on.
Okay. But yeah, I'll pass it off. Whoever's last.
Well, my sisters listened to a lot of Mariah Carey growing up. So by default, listened to a lot of Mariah Carey growing up. So, well aware of Mariah Carey and a lot of her music, more than I wish I knew. But yeah,
Mm.
um, with that said, Chelly, you might be on the phone, man. We should have did something with emancipation. But go ahead, go in with your years on this joint.
With my positives.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I was very surprised with Honey because, like I said, I couldn't tell you too many Mariah Carey songs besides the Emancipation of Me songs. And then when I heard Honey, I was like, oh wait, I know this song. I just never realized it was necessarily like Mariah or anything like that because I never really listened to the song. It was just something I remember hearing back in the day. Even though I wasn't American, I still heard the song from back in the day.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I was confused, and I was like, he comes from the north.
Yeah.
like,
Um,
he comes from the
So
north.
yeah, so like I was actually kind of a little excited to hear that as the title track. Be like, okay, you know what? I might actually really bump with this album. Um, After that, I would say, I'm really torn between because I did kind of like Butterfly. I'm actually torn between the Reprise and just regular Butterfly. So I put them side by side up there and just put them both on there. I did like a little bit more of I guess
Hey,
the
flag. Hey, flag.
what.
Flag. Apple juice in the chat. Hey, apple juice. Tell Braxton. I said, hey.
Ugh.
Wow, wow, again back on the animal abuse. Continue, Shadow.
But at first, I think I did like the Reprise a little bit more because of that. I was that little techno vibe to it was a little bit interesting. Just something kind of different ish from on the album. But then going like on the second or third listening to Butterfly in general, I thought it was man, I liked it just as much. And then I mean, I appreciated some of the features. Like I did appreciate hearing boom boom boom, or hearing the Bone Thugs Harmony on here. Although I didn't really necessarily love the song. I did appreciate hearing the Bone Thugs on here. That was a nice little switch up. But I put Baby Doll as probably number 3 then. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. No, yeah, I did like Baby Doll. Man, go ahead, Fuller. What's your top 3? Or what's
My
your
top
highlight?
three. Mine would be Honey. Oh shit. Well, I mean, if it's three, it'd be
Okay,
Honey.
whatever you want to do.
Okay, Honey, Fly Away, Butterfly, The Roof, and The Beautiful Ones. But that's kind of a layup because it's a Prince song, so that's kind of a layup.
Let's see.
That's an easy.
Okay,
That's an easy 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Also, I fuck with Drew Hill heavy, so it's like it's like you can't really go wrong with this song for me. And probably Whenever You Call. For me, I was just very surprised at the production on this album. I have never heard this entire album. The production is insane. And the blend between hip hop and R&B. That's what I keep going back to. Like this shit sounds like the '90s without being dated. Like Honey, to me, Honey sounds like a song that if it came out in like 2015, I wouldn't be
It's
like, man,
dated.
this shit's
I
old.
disagree.
You said what?
I disagree. I feel like
No, no,
it
no,
is
I'm, hold
dated.
on, I'm not saying all of the songs. I'm saying some of these songs and some of
Mhm.
these blends, like if they came out like now, it wouldn't be like foreign to our ear. One of the things that makes Summer Walker so like collectively popular is the fact that she doesn't sound like current R&B. Current R&B post Janae Aiko all sounds like Janae Aiko or versions of that. Before that, you had the R&B girlies were actually doing R&B. Summer Walker sounds like that. So she sounds like an earlier sound, but she's incredibly popular because she's the only one really doing it like that now. So when I hear something like Honey, Honey comes out in like 2015, 2020. What does it sound like? It sounds like an Ariana Grande song, which Ariana Grande, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the biggest stars in the world. So it's one of those things where it's just like
I
some of
don't know,
these.
man, because once you put Diddy on the track, it kind of dates it
Oh,
already.
whoa, wait. Before 2000,
Right back to the
before
90s.
that's before 2020. Let's go with two just to
But
be safe.
I'd make the argument that Ariana Grande in particular like tends to sample a lot of these older tracks like that to get that kind of same kind of vibe.
Yeah,
But
but but no, I agree. The thing is, if those tracks then blow up, then the credit goes to the fact that she sampled the older songs. You see what I'm saying? Like then
mhm.
you can't separate them too. You can't be like, oh, Ariana Grande is making this sound popular. No, it's like that's what she grew up on. She's going back to that well. She's making those sounds, and then it's becoming again. Like when we were doing Ari Lennox, and I was like, if there had never been an Erica Badu, I don't know if Ari Lennox would have been big because the sound reminds you of it. It's a sound that you know is well done.
Can I
So,
ask, when you say production, because like when it comes to like someone like Mariah Carey, there's also like to me, what production equalizes is like also how the vocal ranges are done, how that like the lead vocal tracks are added with the backup vocals, all the music that's been like layered on top of each other. So when you say production, like what's a song that you saw on this album that you were like, this production's crazy?
Well, I feel like the best production, even though my favorite track up here is probably The Roof, the best production and the reason why this song is timeless is Honey.
Mm,
That whole thing is insane because of how they layer her voice. The fucking ad libs, who would have thought that you would have had people just dropping ad libs on a track in the '90s and it's like hitting, but it's not a rap track.
mm.
But it's like this the layering of the production. That's why I give Stevie J a lot of credit because Stevie J is a trash individual. But sometimes, every so often, you stumble upon. I just made some gold, and that's like an example of that. But long
Okay.
story short, man, I was just very, very, very surprised by this album. I was very surprised by the fact of I always knew that she could sing. I I look up. Obviously, everyone looked it up, but she wrote most of these, which is
Oh,
like
is it?
incredible to me. Like, because a lot of people who are very, very good, no shade, but let's talk about somebody right now. Beyonce. Beyonce don't write most of that shit, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when someone can do it all, when I can go on the track and sing, and I can write this shit down and blah blah, I can do everything. It hits a little bit different.
Does she get credit if Solange writes a lot of that? Does she at least get some familial credit?
Exactly. Like we both have the Knowles last name, so just put Knowles with it.
Written by Miss Knowles.
Also, to Apple Juice in the comments, I've never said that she wasn't a legend, but we're not going to do that conversation now. 40, what's going on, big dog?
Oh, so all right. So mine's gonna be pretty simple. It's I like Honey. That is the song that like sticks out, especially because this album kind of has like the same. I don't know. There's a certain word that I use, but I'm lost on what that word is to describe it. But Honey has like the most pop feel to it, and it's very like bubbly. Um, and I think that's like a really good like if you were to go and like get one song to go and show like if you had to go pick one song personally from this album to show someone who's never listened to Mariah Carey, I think Honey might be the a great like ease into it. Like, there's nothing that's unless you wanted to like go vocal range, which that might
Yeah,
there's
yeah. I
probably
was I
something
was literally
else.
thinking the same thing. I was like, unless you want to show off for vocals, honey, yeah,
Yeah. But like this is something that's like easily accessible. It's like reading like a chill book. My all I like just because of the like the Spanish guitar kind of like vibe. It's very like satin feeling, like it's just like that little like nice little rhythm to it. Breakdown I enjoyed because it was so distinct, and that's just because of the Bone and Thugs little touches on there. But that's probably the top three for me. Pretty generic. But we'll go ahead and pass it off. Go ahead, Will.
I of course we all know Mariah can sing her ass off. But I'm gonna go with The Roof. But mainly because the Sugar One sample and it went crazy.
That sample
Um
wild.
Dun,
That
dun,
sample wild.
dun, dun, dun,
Precursor,
dun.
I probably could deal with just the beat, honestly. Another one is Breakdown, but mainly because of Bone Thugs.
Boom, 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 boom.
Y'all don't y'all don't even fuck with both thugs like that. That's my problem with y'all. I hate niggas.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, mainly because of Bone Thugs. Because I mean, I don't know, it just it feels '90s. I love Bone Thugs, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
And of course, hands down, the best song up here is Honey. Everything about that song is satisfying. No Diddy, uh,
Hey!
and I
You
mean,
don't have to keep mentioning him.
can I finish? I I mean that in the literal sense because he almost ruined the song. So
And what's
so,
disappointing to hear?
Every song that has Diddy on it in history, where it actually blew up, was always on the edge of him taking the entire ship down.
yeah,
Every song that Diddy's ever been on has always been on like, this is gonna be a major hit, or it's gonna be the worst song on the album. There's no middle ground.
It's like when you pop on an old school or older movie and all of a sudden the Harvey Weinstein logo pops up. You're like, damn,
No
I was really about to enjoy this
way!
movie.
Calm down, son. Exactly.
I, I
You start
don't
looking around the room. You're just like, what are we watching again?
I don't know about all that, but it kind of feels like Birdman from the '90s. Just hop on Chop This Sets, man. But
You said Birdman?
yeah, it's the
Oh,
Birdman
wait, hold on. Let me help you out. You
Bad
mean
Boy.
Birdman at any point in his career? At any point in his career has been asked.
Yeah, all right, but yeah, man, Mariah can sing her ass off. It's the '90s. She a legend in her own right. But you know, those are my yays from this. Cheddar, let's go ahead and turn the thing back around. What's wrong with it?
uh, I don't really have anything specific other than because I'm just not. I don't think I'm a big fan of those older '90s R&B album type of things. And with respect to people that like died in the '90s, like I don't know,
Wait, hold
Luther
on, wait,
Vandross
say that again. Except for people who what?
who like died in the '90s, who aren't alive currently. I don't know, something about listening to Mariah Carey. It just makes me want to listen to her more recent music rather than like this older '90s vibe. Like someone as opposed to like Luther Vandross or something like that, who just only made music in that time period and didn't make anything after that. I'm cool listening to that. But like for some reason, when I hear Mariah Carey, I just want to listen to Man Space and the Mimi. That's
Hold on,
all I
hold
wanted
on,
to
hold on,
listen
hold on,
to.
hold on. Luther Vandross is a bad example because he died in the 2000s. But I understand what you're saying. I understand. And also, most of Luther Vandross' success came in the 80s. But I understand
There you
what
go.
you're
But I
saying.
mean the same thing.
Do you
Like
mean
those
like
like
Aaliyah? Are
those
you talking
older
about like
vibes
Aaliyah?
R&Bs. I like the people that like I don't know. I when I hear Mariah Carey, I want to listen to her more recent music. And then when I hear
It's
so when I
it's
hear these
kind of
older
like
stuff,
if you don't like Usher, but it's kind of like someone not liking the stuff he did in the 90s, but liking like the
is
Usher.
more
Okay,
popper stuff.
no,
Yeah,
that's fair.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I don't really have anything particular other. I didn't hate it because, like I said, I recognize her quality of singing, and it's just um like a lot of it was a bit too slow for me because it's like that '90s vibe
Mhm.
R&B that I'm like I care more about more recent R&B unless I'm intentionally listening to old school stuff. So I don't have any specifics. This is going. This isn't really even. This isn't like a downside or anything like that. But it's gonna sound like a hot take. But I feel like my all bits and pieces that reminded me of the Phantom of the Opera. But I don't know what it is, man.
No, like there were parts of this album. I forget exactly which songs, but there were parts of this album I thought listened to like a Disney soundtrack. Like the shit is like
Yeah,
super like majestic, and I was like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I will say, you know what I will say though,
We
I
about to get to
don't know
that.
if I could necessarily call it like a downside, but like I had never heard the Beautiful Ones, like the Prince version, but listening to that song, I could tell it wasn't like it was some kind of like it was either some kind of
it was a cover.
hardcore
You could tell it
sample
was a
or a
cover.
cover. Yeah, like
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
went and looked it up. I was like, either because it sounded like something maybe I've heard before, but something about it just didn't sound right. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, this is used to be a Prince song. This is a cover. Okay, cool. So I don't know if I count that necessarily as a downside or not, but it's something that I noticed just from her singing it that I was like, something ain't right here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too hard other than the fact, like I said, and I'll keep saying I wish we listened to Emancipation of Mimi. Cause it's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all. It's like
Like
that
better
ain't
than
that.
that, like that, y'all.
But go ahead, Full up.
For me, it was man. Okay, so it's kind of like what you said. It's not individual tracks. It's just like there were certain ones that I when I heard them I was like, man. So most of the for me it's like 50-50. Half these tracks are timeless. I can hear some of these tracks right now and it's just like this shit either takes you back or it still sounds like really really good. Then there's ones up here where it's like, oh yeah, I forgot this is made in the 90s. The 90s R&B was made a certain way. It's very slow, very Tony Braxton ish, and I'm not a big fan of Tony Braxton. So it's like when I hear this, it's either my all or one of the early songs, one of the first like 6 or 7 songs sounds like some shit that like I heard from Tony Braxton, and it's like very slow and like kind of a crooner sound. And I was like, oh man, I gotta pay attention to the lyrics on this one because I'm not really feeling the song. And yeah, but that was kind of it. And this kind of hard when we listen to albums that are older, it's hard to hold it against them. So it's like when we listen to rap albums from the 2000s, from the mid 2000s, early 2000s, and we're just like, man, why are all these what do you call those shits excerpts or whatever, like those like little additional like little skits or whatever, all these skits up here, and you have to remember it's like, oh yeah, that was one of the things that they did at that time. So it's hard to hold it against it since everybody was doing it. And so like
Yeah.
this crooner sound It's like you're coming out of the '80s where that's where all of those like swooners. You had Anita Baker, you had Luther Vandross, all these people where that R&B wasn't a thing until like really the '90s, and so a lot of the R&B singers were inspired by it. We're not gonna get too into the differences, but the R&B of the '90s does not sound like the R&B of the '80s. That's what I'll say. And so it's like you kind of hear some of that swooning and crooning coming over, and I was just like, I was really like set to listen to this during this album. That being said, those are like personal gripes. The quality's still there, so that's why I don't have any negatives or downsides on this album. I think the biggest criticism I would have is, like you said, the beautiful ones sounds like a cover. And when I saw the title, I knew it was a cover because I was familiar with the Prince one, and like the Prince one is like we're never going to get into it. I don't think we're ever going to do a Prince album. Prince and Michael Jackson are like two artists where it's just like some of these songs only they could. Oh, that's only he can do that. Like everybody can't do this. Only he can do that. So it is what it is. But yeah,
Plus, it was like 8 minutes long or something like that, man.
The original. I think I want to say the original was also long as shit. So,
Yeah.
the original was okay. No, never mind. The original was 5, so they stretched out even more. So no, which is a big negative. Don't never do that. Never take a cover and make it long.
Maybe it's because of the feature that
No. Drew Hill makes everything extra. If we ever do a Drew Hill album, you will see there are songs that you could cut 3 minutes off of, and you would have got the whole
song. I wonder if Drew Hill ended up like Travis Porter, where everyone was like, "Hey, that's one dude." Oh no, it's a group. I just wonder,
No, I feel like in retrospect, when like during the time when Drew Hill was big, it was clear that it was a group because the videos that went with the songs had all of them up there. Like Cisco was the lead, obviously, but like if you go look up any Drew Hill video, everybody's in the video. But yeah. Fair. Also, Drew Hill doesn't sound like one person. Travis Porter was one person. It's one name. It's like, give us a break. Also, that was that period where all the niggas looked the same.
As someone who didn't know anything about Drew Hill, so I thought it was one person, so I was very confused why there was like more than like one person singing on the feature. I was like,
vocal range.
I was like, do they pick up backup singers for both people? Like we got just we got 2 different choirs out here now. Okay, but
situation where he just has different personalities, all just rapping.
Yeah. If I can piggyback off of what you were saying, Flo, like there's a thing that happens, and I have to like really say this before I talk about like any negatives. Or did you get everything out the way before I jumped?
I'm good.
Okay. So this is my first time listening to this album, or even Mariah Carey like that, like really just listening to it, and this is like 20 plus years afterwards. So for me, when I hear this, and one of the things you were saying is that when you look back on some things, you can tell that this is the era in which they were doing certain things. But you can't it's hard to give someone flowers when you don't know what came before it. You know what I'm saying? When you can't, because you can see what happened afterwards. And you're like, man, why didn't they go that route? And it's like, of course they didn't, because they didn't even know probably, or they didn't have the technology or what have you. So for me, it felt very conventional. Because like the way that they were doing for like the song progressions, the backup vocals, stuff like that. But this could be like for me, like so like nothing really like hit as much as I thought it was going to, or like make me like lose like go crazy. And I was kind of waiting for that moment. But also like they had like the Mobb Deep Shook Ones on there, and then they got Bone Thugs, and so it's also like stuff that like I've heard 20 years ago, right? So it's just one of those things where, like, for me, it just feels like a very 90s album. I don't see where, I don't know, I mean, this is me, someone who's not a Mariah Carey fan. I don't know if this would be the album that would show me that she is the legendary singer that she is today. I would be more so like the Christmas album, you know what I'm saying? Where,
set me up, boy, set me up.
No, yeah. So, like, for me, I'll just say that, like, the ones that didn't really hit, 4th of July, I just thought was kind of, like, lyrically was kind of goofy, and I just don't know anything to compare that off of. And then the problem is that I'm looking at Mariah Carey from, like, legendary status, so when a song like 4th of July, where, like, the lyrics are kind of, like, goofy to me, and this should just be biased. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, vocally, she's great, production value was great. This album wasn't for me in the first place, because I'm not really an R&B fan like that. So it's just I can't like deny that I was like looking at the songs 2 minutes in, going like, all right, we done yet? And then going like, no, we got two plus more minutes. Um, we're not even halfway there. Um, I didn't like Baby Doll, and that's just because the way that that song was kind of comprised. And I'm talking about like the song itself. I'm talking about like the lyrics. Like I was reading the lyrics. I'm just like, this is very conventional or generic. I don't want to say generic because that's not fair, and I don't know what to compare it off of. So I like that's not something I want to use. But I'll say conventional in terms of like it felt safe. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she wrote things in a way that was expressive to her, but it wasn't like so. It didn't feel so specific to her. But that might have been, and this is probably for the fans of this album. They probably just were able to go and take what she was saying and then make it more related to their own life. Kind of like when you get a generic fortune and you kind of go like, oh man, but this kind of makes sense because I got to wait for something good happening in my future. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of one of those things. Um, and then, yeah, everything else like didn't really become like so negative. Beautiful Ones was just too long, dude. Like that's probably the only thing I would really like stick and just be like, that was just 7 minutes before the end. But I don't really say like that's bad. Like it's a bad. There's nothing that was like, oh, this is throw it away. It's just tough, you know.
What did Chris Tucker say in Rush Hour 2? They're butchering a classic.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna
Come
go ahead and
on,
pass it off.
man.
That's I don't think there's anything else I can really say. Outside, I think Mariah Carey has like a lot of kids from Nick Cannon, right?
All right.
How many kids did she have during this time?
Um,
I don't know how many. I think they have like 2 or 3.
2 or 3 by the time 1997 happened.
man.
No, not by this time. Wait,
Okay.
what?
Nick Cannon
Was
was
Nick
like,
Cannon
He
with
was
her?
real like a couple years ago. Well, not a
Nick
couple
Cannon was
years
like
ago.
11. It's like when his album came out,
How old
and
was
that's like a
Mariah
baby.
Carey during this album?
Right. So here's the deal. So I mean, some of the things you were saying, it was interesting because this is like her 6th or 7th album. So when you were like, I don't know if this would be the album that I would send people to back to listen to, whatever, to get her. It's like at this point, she's already laid the groundwork. Like
Hi. Well,
it'd be like, hey, I'm not gonna tell somebody to go listen to GNX from Kendrick to get introduction. It's like, well, yeah, there's like
well,
he has like a 10-year gap before this. No, but I understand
Mhm.
what you're saying though. Like when you're
well,
like, it's not exactly the album that she would send someone
well,
to for her talents. That checks out.
I agree with 40. This is definitely not an album that you want to introduce my Mariah Carey off of. And here is why. Honey is the first song up here, and I feel like we might all agree that this is probably the best polished song up here. If you're starting off with your hottest song, it's just a downhill decline from there. And I felt like that's exactly what this album do. Because once you get towards the end, you're like, all right, I really ain't trying to deal with this shit no more. But one of my negatives, like mentioned before, feels like average soundtrack music. Feel like some of these songs you can just plug into a movie and it'll make the scene a little bit better. But I'm not really big on soundtrack music, so yeah, let's go ahead and. Also, since we talking about it, I love the high notes, and we all know Mariah Carey can sing. She can hit all the notes. Ain't no disputing none of that. But sometimes when she get in that quiet voice, it feel like it's all over the place. It feels like she's trying
Mhm.
to compress all that power that she got to hit all them crazy notes into that little high pitch mumble singing type bullshit that she be having going on. And I feel like that is like it feels uncomfortable for me. And she does that on about every single song. Including, and once again, we still with 40, 4th of July, trash. I feel like if she made it a different holiday, she probably could have made it a little bit better. She could have made another Christmas classic. She could have made a Valentine's Day classic. Well, 4th of July, come on, trash.
I think it was because of the
When did she
fireworks
make
too.
that Christmas song?
Juneteenth then.
Yeah, yeah.
But would you say, Cheddar?
When did she make that Christmas song?
Um, I don't know. Look it up.
I'll look it. Don't worry. I'll get back to y'all on that.
All right. I feel like Close My Eyes is a snooze, so you can throw that whole joint away. I feel like she wasted a Drew Hill feature because I don't really care for that song either. And
That's an ass take. That's an ass take.
And a lot up here, they almost get me there. They quite don't finish the job. It probably could have got finished, ended earlier. So like with that example, Baby Doll, I feel
Oh
like
wow.
Baby Doll was a straight song. It's just like, ain't get me there. Ain't get me there.
By the way, just an update. That Christmas song came out in October 29th, 1994. So like 3 years before this. Hey, happy birthday.
Hey,
What's up?
Hi. I'm gonna respect everyone's opinions, right?
Man,
I feel like I watched for a
yeah.
good while before I said anything. See how I let everybody get their thoughts out of there. Okay. Why is Butterfly not being talked about enough?
Hey, hey,
I'm
hey,
trying to figure
hey,
out
hold on,
why we not talking about the vocals that much.
apple juice. Make
That's
it
all I
quick.
got to say.
Make it quick. Get up out of here.
Okay. You know,
You know, actually, Butterfly was one that I had started. I just forgot about it. No, wait, no, I talked about Butterfly.
No,
And,
you talk me.
well,
Me and you
yeah.
talked about Butterfly, and we talked about
watch it,
the
Kobe.
breakdown,
Watch
and,
it.
we talked about the
No,
breakdown.
you
no,
know
that
what?
was one of my highlights. I was
No, no,
playing
Wait,
no.
wait,
between
wait, wait,
Butterfly and
I'll
Depression.
say,
hold on. Before we give our ratings, I gotta drop one thing off. Based off of Steven's take. I don't think there's enough individuals. I don't think there's enough, like 20 individuals on this planet that can look at Mariah Carey's vocals and be like, I don't know if you're doing this right. So I'm gonna say,
Hey,
so I'm gonna,
hold on.
so that's one where
If you go,
I'm gonna be like, hey,
if you gonna quote me, if you gonna quote me correctly. If it's all over the place, bro. It's all over the place. It's up and down.
yeah, I don't
Like, come
know,
on now.
bro. I don't know if I feel comfortable making that. I
Come
don't
on.
know about
Hey,
that's
hey,
like
hey,
that's like
40,
that's
40
like,
had it
like
right. 40 had it right. This ain't the one to introduce nobody to Mariah
whoa, whoa,
Carey.
whoa, no.
Just give it a Christmas
That
song.
criticism. Hold
Just
on,
give it a
that
Christmas song.
criticism is fine. My thing is, I'm not gonna look at. There's a couple things I'm not gonna touch. I'm not gonna look at Jada Kiss's rapping. I'm not gonna look at Mariah Carey's vocals. And I'm not gonna look at Prince's guitar playing and be like, oh, I don't know. I don't
mhm,
know.
yeah.
Who's this guy?
I don't know.
It's like,
I think Prince needs to learn how to play instruments. It's like, that's a
exactly. Be like,
whoa.
that's not what I would have done. But
What
wait,
we're gonna do? We're gonna do listen to Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke and be like, I think all the music instruments were played by a blind guy because these are
and be
terrible.
like,
It's like, wait, hold
Stevie,
up.
maybe you could have done
Can this
this.
guy see what he's doing?
Stevie should have got an actual band to play this. It's like, but you know
But
what? To not crap on him, and
It's
Oh,
just
also I
Fresh
want
hold
to
on,
Prince
bring
of
up.
Peace.
Hold on, Corey, real
but
fast.
just
I just want to drop this
like
off.
Jadakiss, hold on, but just like a
Wait, wait.
Jadakiss, if I ain't
Stevie
that shit,
Wonder can see. I am part of that conspiracy theorist. Like
but
he can definitely see. But
but
No,
that's
yeah.
but just like a Jadakiss song,
Like
if I
Daredevil.
hear that shit, I ain't gonna hear that shit.
wait. If you don't fuck
I
with
ain't
the
gonna sit here
song,
and oh, this is a classic album. If
If
I
you
ain't trying
don't
to hear
fuck,
half of it,
hold on. If you don't fuck with the song, that's fine.
I didn't say
I'm
that.
just not gonna be
If
like. I'm just not gonna be
but
like.
if I
I don't
don't fuck with the
know.
singing, if I don't fuck with the singing, it's still fine. Nigga. What?
Wait. Not fucking with
Oh
it
man,
and being
hold
like,
on. That's like Kobe saying, "Oh man, I really don't care for Usher."
for what?
I probably listen to most Mariah Carey than everybody up here. That's
You don't care for what?
if Kobe's like, "Oh, listen to Usher," we're like, "Oh man, Kobe, come on now, he can really
I
sing."
don't know.
Wait. No. That's fine.
What?
No. Again, not liking something is different than like criticizing the actual craft of what they're doing. Those
Yeah.
are two different
The
things.
first thing I said was, "Ain't no disputing that she can sing. She can hit all the notes." But if it's all over the place, I'm sorry, I don't
He's
care.
hit too many notes at one point.
I'm
So
sorry.
are you? If we
I
break
take
He's
it
it
hit
or
too
down
many
leave
notes.
into
it.
He's hit too
more.
many of them at one time.
So are you basically just saying that she's doing too much for you, and it's just like it's just too abrasive? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that like because I could hear that where
I think
her
this makes
vocal
sense.
range,
No,
she
hold
has like a crazy vocal range, and sometimes she goes so much into all these different ranges constantly that, and the song is so slow that it feels like you're just kind of getting concussed with like these different like notes, and you're like, all right, but can we just progress? And she's like, yeah, like just like.
What
That's
you just
fair.
say? What you just say? If she's constantly going through all these different ranges, what does that mean? That she is all over the place. It's
Yeah, but like a lot of people use that to basically say that they're like off note, like
so,
they're
so,
not actually
so,
on track.
so with
So you gotta be
her,
careful on that because that's how
with,
I took it a little bit.
with her, when she's singing, when she's blowing, she goes crazy. I love it. But
Well, I haven't seen that sex tape.
when she's in that low pitch, high pitch bullshit, when she's like mainly when she started off songs. I don't care
Mm,
for her. I enjoy the build up because you coming up out of that bullshit into the amazing singer that you are. But I don't want to.
yeah.
And even then, I think it's with somewhere in the background. She's doing a normal singing, but in the background it's just a high pitch. Ah! Like, all right,
Again,
bring it
again,
somewhere. Give me a middle somewhere.
I'm just not gonna be that person. It's just like, that's all I was saying. I can't do that. But nah, man.
I'll say
The
that
ratings time
one of
is
the things
up.
that so what Apple Juice surprise guest appearance when she was talking about Butterfly, I gotta say that I think because of the placement of where it is on the album, and because of the fact that the album feels very strong in the beginning and the end, not to say that it's weaker, it's just that you're kind of already like appreciating the first half of the album. So the
Mm.
second half, so like, and I
Which
feel
one? The
like
first half
Butterfly,
and the second half.
yeah, but I think you could put Honey like anywhere. Like, you could throw Honey anywhere on this album. You could put
My
Butterfly at the start and then
Yeah,
Fly Away at the end.
he's cooking right now.
uh oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because then you get the whole butterfly replies. Because butterfly, the whole song's meaning is kind of like being able to set yourself free, to be open. And but the problem is like I see where she's putting it because she's also talking about like her love interest, kind of like she like really cares about this person, and they start not caring about her back, and she's trying to act like, oh, it's all cool, we don't have to really be together, but then she's also hurting inside. Like there's a lot of songs that are really good in terms of like expressing emotion,
Yeah,
but
actually,
butterfly
Butterfly
does
probably should
it.
have been the title track or the first track.
Yeah,
That would have been, yeah.
it wouldn't hurt anything.
I will
And
say,
you would have gone. Go ahead.
actually, I'll say for no, no, no. I'll say for my final thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, but I digress. That's my opinion. Is that, and that's something that like the '90s albums used to do in general, though, is to make it really strong in the first half and then just taper off a little bit, unless you had like a instant classic '90s album, in which case usually like the whole thing was really good, and then it was hard to
Yeah,
like.
that is something that happened in the '90s. I was just like, I was thinking about this before you even said that. I was like, start looking up like other R&B artists, and it's like someone like Usher when on Nice and Slow, the album that he dropped that on, which was like My Way. All the big songs from that album are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's
Yeah.
just like so, like that. I felt like that was true even before you said it. So that checks out. That checks out. All
I
right,
wonder
bet.
if that's like I don't know why that would be the case because that has to be like an actual record company like
Probably.
decision. And it's probably, or like they just were like they weren't even caring about the title tracks because they were just like, all right, these are the songs we're recording. I don't really know unless they expected that people were reading the back of the album and they were like, I don't know any of these songs because they were too lazy to read through all of them. That's the only thing I could see. Some
I
basic
mean,
marketing strategy.
this is an uninformed statement, but I'm assuming that artists had less control of their albums back in the day, anyway. So the
They had
record
less
companies
control,
were,
and also this is back when motherfuckers were selling shit on CDs and cassettes. So it's
yeah,
like if you're
Yeah.
gonna get somebody to pick up your tape, the first songs you need to see are songs they're familiar with. So it's
yeah,
like
Oh, it
that's
could
what
be
I think.
cassette. That's probably a cassette thing then, because the
yeah.
cassette would be the
You got to
first
rewind it.
half of the cassette. Then when you flip it over, it's the B sides.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh
All right.
shit.
I feel like I'm gonna accept that as an answer. But yeah, what's the ratings, guys? Go ahead, Cole.
It's cheddar.
Uh,
How
look, so the thing I wanted to say with my final thoughts was like,
many hidden leaves do you put out of a village?
How many Hokages do you give this out?
How many Okages had to die
you know
to
what's
make this
bad?
album?
I got a pack of these, and the hidden sound one wasn't in here, and I was like, well, that's disappointing because I would have just brought the hidden
You
sound
sound like I'm gonna need my Lenny
Have you
back.
checked the ground? It might be in the sand.
The sound had the hardest symbol, but go ahead.
right. But I'm gonna have to go find that one individually. But anyway, I think if this had been a whole album of honey-esque songs, I would have liked it a bit more. Um, but like I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of the '90s vibe of this album. Um, and I will say, had we not had our year review, whatever sesh a week or two ago, I've decided to become a lot more harder on my ratings. I would say pre 2 weeks ago, I would have probably given this like a B plus. Post 2 weeks ago, I have to give this album a solid mid C. It's because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the '90s vibe of it. Had it been a whole album full of honeys, it could have gotten an A
Thanks.
for me. But yeah, man. I mean, I didn't hate it. Like I said, y'all heard my dislikes. I didn't hate any of it per se, and particularly, it just wasn't my vibe. And I'm starting to stick to that more in this post year in review session.
In this post year review
Because
work.
usually I would have been like, I understand what she's doing, I understand her credibility and all that. I give her a B
This is
minus.
all right. This is Chedda's post Sasuke retrieval arc.
Oh, this is coming back from the Shippuden.
Yes, it is.
Now he's more villainous.
Like, he had his time skip. So
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
go ahead. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
give this an A minus. I give this an A minus for the fact that like I really enjoy '90s R&B, like probably too much actually. Um, yeah, I enjoy '90s R&B so much that I don't really listen to a lot of R&B now. Like I know I've been like I can recommend them. I do have like people here and there that I listen to, but as far as like being like a true R&B fan, my like golden spot is like the '90s and early 2000s. Um, it surprised me a lot because my wife talks about this album and talks about Mariah Carey a lot, and I'm always just like, yeah, yeah, she's good, yeah, yeah, she can sing, like we already know, blah blah blah. But the songwriting, like the production, like the layering of vocals, the ability to carry songs by yourself, like for song after song after song, it was really impressive to hear, man. So yeah, I give this a solid A minus, and there's a couple ones specifically. The was it the roof or whatever, my roof that's going on the playlist. Honey's coming back on the playlist. So yeah, I fuck with this album, man.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this a C plus because, like Chetta said, this wasn't for me. I don't listen to R&B like that. A lot of it was like very lovey dovey, and though I appreciate the sentiments, I was never really like fully like it just kind of hit wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it just like too cutesy, I suppose. But there's no questioning her talent. There's no questioning the quality of the album. At least from my perspective, like every song was well done. The vocal ranges, I didn't feel like Mariah Carey like kind of wasted anything or got like shown
She
up by
left any
anybody
of
else.
those.
No, like so sometimes like when people get like features, especially when it comes to like singers getting features, there's always a chance where someone just outsings you. And this one was not the
Shout
case.
out to Alicia Keys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Shots
Actually,
fired. Shots fired.
yeah. But like in this one where like this is a good '90s album. Like if you were trying to like give someone an idea of what the '90s was about, you could give them like a good couple songs from here, and people be like, "I get it. Okay, this makes sense." So it's a cool nostalgia album for sure. But yeah, C plus for me. It just wasn't really my thing. Go ahead, Woo.
Um, man, shoot, I'm gonna slide a little C plus in there also. Um, it's not a bad album. Mid is okay. It's a little sprinkle, a little seasoning on it. But you know, sometimes you're doing too much. Sometimes soundtrack, you know. Double
Hold up.
down. I'm not big on soundtracks.
Are you saying
But
she's doing too much because she's light skinned?
Whoa. Whoa.
hey, hey, my mama likes my mama
Hey.
likes skin down 40.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, you
Hey,
talking
put
about
a
doing too much? You just saw Apple's Coming, bro.
He's
put
like, instantly once I
a
listen to the song, I was reminded of my sisters and their skin color. What?
wait. What is Mariah Carey anyway?
You said
She
what?
mixed.
Whoa,
She's mixed.
Yeah.
I think so.
She a 40.
She looks like a red bone to me.
Whoa.
She a
Whoa.
40.
I don't know about that.
Put a
I don't
Are
know
you sure?
about-
Does she have Spanish in her?
All right. Anyway, look, man.
Excuse us while we look up her ethnicity.
Look, man. We gotta go ahead and head off this next
Oh,
segment.
Irish and African American, Afro-Venezuelan descendant. Okay.
put a thumbs up in the chat if you cried
I would have
during that.
never put Irish, but they have a picture of her with red hair, and that kind
I,
of makes sense.
Yo, Cheddar, I forgot all about that, bro.
I just thought about it too. That was gonna be one of the things I was gonna mention, but I
And
forgot
what was
about
that? What was that? Emancipation?
it. I think so.
Bro, I forgot all about that, man. I need to go back and find whatever episode.
DJ keeps on spinning the cut. It's like that, y'all. We belong together.
All right, man. So, Woo,
All
what's the
right.
move?
What we got next?
When the times
Who got
come up.
next?
I'm
Who
pretty sure
got
it's
next?
me because we didn't change the rotation.
Who's on fourth?
But are we doing a new
Who's
month?
on
We
first?
doing
God damn it.
We,
These goddamn Canadians coming down here ruining all our goddamn sports. It's just like, ruining
Oh,
our
yo,
bingo.
Mariah Carey was adopted by her Venezuelan grandpa. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Anyway, bro. So, as I was informed, we're doing international.
International.
taking flights overseas.
So we're
We
mm.
doing
made
we're going international. All
track.
right.
We killed this beat and it ain't coming back.
Oh, can I make a guess?
All right.
If we're going
So,
international, it's Cowboy Bebop soundtrack one.
oh man, that should have been one I was going to choose.
Go
Unfortunately,
ahead.
it isn't the one that I'm going to choose.
Ed Sheeran.
It is a really
Ed
good one though.
Sheeran.
Hey,
Is
you get
it?
the
But is that
seatbelts.
international though?
It is because it's the seatbelts going overseas, so it's the Japanese
Yeah,
band
but the
going
seatbelts
overseas to figure out different music.
themselves actually count. The seatbelts are Japanese, so fine, I'll take it. But no, so
Let me do Ed
I'm gonna
Sheeran.
choose. It's kind of a mix, but it still works. It's an album called Urban Flora by I'm gonna be
21
honest with you.
Savage.
No.
Cha.
It's a guy. It's a producer named Galimatius or whatever, and
What's it
he
called?
did a joint album with Alina Baraz. Easy short album, one 8 track. I started listening to this. Let me see. This came out 2015. I started listening to this probably like 2017, 2018.
What's it called?
You said what?
What's it called again?
Urban Flora. Urban Flora
Urban
by
Flora.
Alina Torres and Gomez.
Now obviously he's not really like singing or whatever. He's more of the production, but yeah, man, he really made it work. And I don't listen to a ton of international artists that aren't bands. And since I already did Empire of the Sun, and I'm not about to make y'all go listen to the Clash or the Sex Pistols or anything like that, whatever. We're going to go a little bit more contemporary and go with Galimatius.
Shit on
Okay.
Ed Sheeran, man.
All right.
I was really torn though because I kind of wanted to do London Calling because London Calling is one of my. It's like a
That's a
classic
good.
album.
That's a good album.
Clash is a
Yeah.
classic album to me,
Classic punk
but
album.
and I don't know for you. You keep talking, man. Look at this
That
track
Cowboy
list.
Bebop soundtrack would be kind of crazy though.
That shit's fire.
And
That shit's fire. But no,
the best
I'm
part
gonna
is
stick with
both
it.
soundtracks are good.
We're gonna do Urban Flora, and yeah, nice little easy listen. Sometimes we listen to like so I think some of my suggestions have like longer track lists. I think it's like my shortest one so far. So yeah, it's hope you guys enjoy, but it's a little bit different than what you guys have probably heard from me.
It's
You know.
definitely a vibe. It's who we do that was never mind.
Ah.
I'll just talk about it next week when I can remember what I'm talking about.
Hey. So
Hey.
hold on. If we're doing international, is Cheddar allowed to choose Drake, or is that technically his home, so it's not international? Just like,
Mm.
wait, because Cheddar. It's either Bieber, Drake. I want to say Celine Dion. Celine Dion, Canadian.
I'm actually doing Skater Boy. I can't think of her name right now.
Avril
You were
Lavigne.
Skater. There we go.
Avril Lavigne. Hold on. Avril Lavigne's Canadian. What?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
Hold up.
No. Wait, hold on. How Canadian are we talking? Hold on. She was
She's
born in
poutine for
Ontario.
breakfast.
No.
Hey. Don't Cheddar. For your album, you should do
Come
Fozzy.
You said what?
Ozzy, the Fonz?
Fozzy. No. Chris
It's a
Jericho's band.
band.
Chris Jericho's band. You can go and get Judas on there.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Hey, Cheddar, you should go do Henry Winkler's character. That's
Wow.
what the fuck, bro?
Hey, you can do Tiny Tim. I think Tiny Tim is the Canadian.
Damn that broke my heart. Avril Lavigne's
Yo,
Canadian. What?
shout out to Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry, man. I heard they're hitting it off real slow, man. Shout
Katy
out to
Perry
Justin Trudeau.
Canadian too.
No, but Justin
Oh,
Trudeau is, and I heard they hitting it off, bro.
them boys taking
Hey,
everybody. Them boys rewrote Avril Lavigne.
yeah.
Listen, I guess I'll hop on my skater boy, and I'll see you later, boys.
I'm not doing this. I'm
Hey,
out.
it's time to smell the urban floras. Bye, guys.
Crazy.